I'm a recovering people pleaser, right? And coupled with that, especially when it comes to men in romantic relationships, I tend to attract men that are emotionally unavailable. Now, it's not rocket science to figure out why I did that, because my father was basically emotionally unavailable growing up, and that led to me having to perform for love, to kind of like mold myself into the person that like would get the most affection from him, right? My dad raised me. I mean, I would see my mom on like the weekends or like holidays and stuff like that, but I spent a majority of my time around my father and in that environment. So back to me attracting I don't know why I'm struggling to say this word. Back to me attracting emotionally unavailable men. I am currently in, it's not even a situationship, y'all. I have this crush on this guy who is a light worker himself. He's a very beautiful soul. I've never met anyone like him in my life. He's so unique. And I'm crushing hard, but I know, like, my brain is telling me, like, yo, this ain't it, because no matter how beautiful he is, like, he's not emotionally available, and like, this is just a very unstable thing. And don't this look mighty familiar to you, Sage? Like, what is this cycle? And so I talked to the reader today because I was starting to notice this pattern, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm tired of it. I'm ready to melt into the arms of someone who is capable of receiving me. I knew it was related to self-love because, like, it, you know, everybody knows that we need to love ourselves more, but there were certain things that she said to me and that my guides communicated with me about like following my heart. And like, my biggest downfall is like, I don't feel chemistry with everybody. And I know that, you know, it's probably not a unique thing, but what was getting me is that every time I would feel like a special connection with someone, I would automatically go into like, oh, this gotta be something special. This is a romantic feeling. And as I'm telling her this, she tells me that I need to get to the point where I realize that feeling that connection basically doesn't mean shit. And when she said that, you know, I kind of put my guard up because I was like, what you mean? Like, now I know it means something, but she was like, just hear me out. Listen, that connection you're feeling is just energy, and you have to remember that your core vibrational frequency is love. Everybody holds that light that you're seeing within yourself. So when you feel that connection, you have to remember that because it's just energy, you're the one labeling on what that energy is. No one told you that it had to be romantic. You just assumed it was romantic based on whatever kind of programming or movies, or really what it came down for me was that I was seeking that love that I felt like I never really got all my life. And the minute that I saw like a glimmer of that specialness that I feel like that I was lacking, I would automatically assume that it's meant to be. Also told me that a lot of times we'll feel that connection on a higher level, like in the 5D, right? But how it translates into the 3D could be a plethora of different meanings. It could be just to learn a lesson. It could be a karmic relationship. It could be so many things, and we have to use our discernment on what we prefer to experience. People can't pour from an empty cup, and just because we grew up under someone, or we've been in relationships with people who had an empty cup, or there wasn't a ton of water in their cup and they weren't able to fill ours, doesn't mean that we're not worthy of having our cup all the way fucking full. So I've been sitting in my car marinating. I made a TikTok. I'll either insert it here or upload it as a short, but I'm just receiving all of these like realizations about how I have been giving away my heart so freely. Like, just because I'm excited and just because I see a light that's so fucking beautiful in you doesn't mean that I have to lower myself in order to like experience that light that I think I'm seeing. Like, I can hold space for your beauty and your potential and see the God in you, and also respect and see the light in myself by not dimming my light for you. Man, like, how many times am I gonna have to change my frequency to match yours? It's time for people to start changing their frequency and their vibration to match mine. And that's just what it is, baby. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, it's so uncomfortable to be at a level that you're not meant to be at. Why am I continuing to settle? Why am I continuing to take crumbs in hopes that it will eventually lead to the whole cookie when I can just have the whole cookie? Don't come to me unless you have the whole cookie. My guides were telling me this before when I was still frustrated and in the early stages of this reading. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? What am I not seeing? Why do I keep attracting these painful experiences of really caring and wanting to give all of this love to somebody who doesn't want to reciprocate it? And they told me that I need to learn to give myself more self-love. And that self-love is not just about thinking that you're pretty. It's not just about thinking, that not just about mindlessly affirming. And while those things are important, it's really all about the choices that you make. And recognizing that I can still love you and have love for you and who you are and still choose me every time. And that the only people that I'm going to let into my life, the only experiences and circumstances that I'm going to let in my life are those that reflect them choosing me too. Because I deserve to be chosen. This might be its own little episode. I normally just record throughout the week, but I feel like this was a juicy little morsel that I'm going to let y'all chew on for a little bit. That's it. I'm going to eat the rest of my meal before it gets cold. Choose yourself every time, y'all. Keep choosing yourself. So worth it to keep choosing yourself. Keep breaking those cycles. Keep breaking that programming because you're worth it. And I love you. And I will see you in the next video.